is Saturday. Welcome back to Dumb Shit Rob Does with Race Cars. So as you can see behind me, the truck's kind of clean. Had to give it a bath. It was the first one I've given it, I don't know, since last year. So it was pretty nasty. It really needs waxed. Maybe a little paint polish put on it to take some of the stains out. I mean, I don't know if it shows up or not, but all of this like speckling here, a cleaner wax type thing will take that stuff off. But the header's back on the car. We got to get it set on the ground today. Check all the fluids and all that. Get the truck and trailer hooked up. Make sure I can find all my stuff. Probably fire the generator up, make sure it's going to run. We did get the header back. We got it back Thursday. That was kind of a debacle. We got the header on last night, and if I was really ambitious, I could have got it all put together and would have went this morning, but man, I'm just not that ambitious on it anymore. So here we are. We got to get the car on the ground, check fluids, give it a bath because it's nasty, get the truck and trailer hooked up, get all my crap in the back of the truck, maybe clean out the back seat because it's really bad. When I sold my yellow car, I had my gym bag back there and a couple pairs of shoes, and you know, because depending on whatever the workout was going to be for the day, you know, I had running shoes and lifting shoes, and you know, so all that crap got moved to the back seat of that truck. Plus all the crap I'd been taking last year when I was trying to figure out what was wrong with, well, first that car and then this car. So it's a disaster. That's where we are. We plan on going tomorrow, unless this shit just absolutely wears me out, or I find something else wrong with this thing when I set it on the ground. I mean, we know it's history, so, but I gotta get some stuff done. All right, well, welcome back. It's Sunday. It's mid-morning. We're getting ready to head to the track. I'm gonna make sure we got all of our crap back there, and make sure we got all of our crap in here. Oh yeah, that's a mess, ain't it? Get my hands out of the way. It's a mess, and it's better than it was when I started. So let's see. We got this. We got keys. We got some cash. We got water and cooler. 3/4 tank of fuel. All right, off to Piedmont we go. I'll see you when we get there. So I changed my mind. Let's chat a little, shall we? Ooh, better turn radio down. So, for those of you that are new here, let's go over what has been going on with this thing. So it's June. It's the first time the car's been to the track this year. We went 3 times last year. Last time was in November. The car had a problem. The problem was it was slowing down by leaps and bounds, and I wasn't sure why. I'm still not real sure why. It had gone from running 617 in the 8th to 666 in 7 passes. So something was wrong. So what we did to try and find it, the first thing we did was the motor didn't pop, bang, fart, belch, didn't do anything weird. It just didn't go anywhere. So to me that sounded like it was transmission related, transmission or converter. Pulled transmission out, had it opened up. Damn clutches still looked like new. They still had the writing on them. Band still looked like new. So we just put it all back together. Well, I didn't put it together. Brother-in-law put it back together. set the converter off. I cut the converter open and said, other than the fact that it was time for the bearings to be changed, there wasn't anything wrong with it. All right. So now, ran a compression check. There was 8 pounds difference between the highest and the lowest. Nothing wrong with that. Ran leak down. Worst cylinder was 10%. All the rest of them were 5 or 6%. Nothing wrong with that. Physically, looked at all the valve springs. Nothing was broke. All right. Checked the cap and rotor. Cap and rotor had a little wear on it, but I've run a lot worse and never had any problems. Pulled the distributor out, looked at the gear. The bronze gear still looked, it had a little wear on it, but definitely nothing that was outrageous. So finally I pulled a couple of springs off and thought, well, let's chuck a couple of them up in the tester and see what we got. They were pretty light. They were a lot lighter than they needed to be. All right, just to make sure that my tester wasn't bad, I had a brand new set of springs on the shelf that, you know, they tell you what pressure they're supposed to be at what height. So I thought, well, let's chuck one of them up and see what my tester reads. My tester read within 5 pounds of what the box said the spring was supposed to read. All right, so my tester wasn't off. So the springs were light. So I went ahead and put the new springs on it. I ordered a new cap, rotor, plug wires, and plugs. The old plugs looked fine. There wasn't anything wrong with them. But, you know, we're chasing a problem that we don't really know what's causing it, so let's just shotgun some new parts at it and see if we can magically hit the mark. I bought a new carburetor. That really wasn't in the plan, but because I had sold my APD, I'd never been real happy with it. I mean, it worked fine, but I think it was too big for the motor. I wasn't turning enough RPM, or it was too big, or I mean, something was just a little off on it, and it was out of my tuning capabilities to make it work on my motor. So we bought a new carburetor, which wasn't really in the plans, but Holly had Ultra XP 950 methanol carburetor on sale for like $420 or $450 off one of their clearance sales. Well, I couldn't really pass that up. Bumpy road. Especially considering that the only other 2 alcohol carburetors I had were a couple of old Barry Grants that are probably older than more than just a couple of you folks that are watching this right now. Yeah, they're old. So we got a new carburetor. Then when I got it all put back together and had intended to go last week, I discovered that one header had 3 of the 4 tubes that all broke inside the flange. They're fairly new headers, less than 5 years old, but the problem is that means they were made in China. And we all know Chinese stuff is just crap. So the welds all broke. Got those welded up, got it put back on. So that's got us all caught up. So here we are, on the way to the racetrack. Still not real sure if we've got the car fixed or not. So if it doesn't go 650 first pass, if it runs 622 or 618 or something that's not 640 or 650 or 660, we're going to count the day as a victory regardless of what happens after that. Unless the rods come out of it. We're just not even going to think about that. But we're caught up. We're on the interstate. Taking our time to get over there. They can't start till noon, and it's a little after 11. So we will officially talk to you when we get there. Right out of the gate, we were an idiot.
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
Fired it up, pulled it off the trailer. Forgot to turn the damn fuel on. And thought we had an ignition switch problem, so we changed the switch and then realized that the valve was still shut. Oh well. Alright, they just called us for our first time run, maybe our one and only. an idiot. I forgot to open the valve on my fuel. The car ran out of fuel and shut off, and then I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't start and stay running. Changed the ignition switch, toggle switch up here, then started chasing wires. After 15 minutes, it dawned on me, hey, you didn't open the valve, you dummy. All right, so no idea what this thing's going to do, but we'll go up there and make our hit. And we just got 625 in the box, 1030 for the delay. I hope it's quicker than 625, but we're not going to count on it. All right, see you in a bit. Watch the rockers when the motor turns over. That's no bueno. Pretty sure the timing chain broke. Oh, so I'm almost home. Sitting here thinking, so I really think it broke the timing chain. Camshaft and crankshaft are no longer connected. When I pulled the valve cover off, I saw that exhaust rocker that was no longer centered over the valve, and the push rod was at kind of a weird angle, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe I just have an exhaust valve that's a little hung open because, whatever reason, maybe the push rod, I don't know. So I thought, well, I need to get it, it's open, so I need to bump it around and get it on the seat so that I can take the rocker arm loose and get everything lined back up. And when I bumped it, I noticed that nothing moved. So, had a problem. And then, on the way home, I'm sitting here thinking about all this crap that, if it wasn't for bad luck, when it comes to race cars, I wouldn't have any luck at all. And I have a lot of bad luck when it comes to race cars, as you can obviously see. But I have not gone to the racetrack. I have not gone to the racetrack and brought home a properly functioning race car since September of 2022. That's right. Over a year and a half. Year and 3/4 maybe, if we want to be more technical. I don't know why I keep doing this.